Hello, everybody. I'm Haley, and this is Lori, and we are back to bring you another face and energy reading of some more influencers that you all recommended on our page. A few that I have not heard of. I don't know, Lori, how many you've heard of, but we are so excited to do these readings today. So I am a psychic medium. I read energy. I can read people's energy just from photos, from talking to them in person, or even just on the phone. I can tell a whole lot about a person. And yeah, so I connect to the other side as well. And Lori is a face reader, so she actually reads the structures of the face to get information about people as well. So do you want to tell them a little bit about that, Lori?
Yes. Yes. So I do face reading. It's also called physiognomy. It's used by the CIA. It's used in jury selection. Disney uses it to cast their characters and draw their characters. I mean, how do you know a bad guy is a bad guy, right? It's the features on their face. So every feature means something related to somebody's character traits, personality. And so you can read these features and you can just know more about the person's personality than they're letting you know. It's kind of like a sneak peek behind into personality, like what Haley does, just slightly different. And so we just get together, pair up our amazing talents, and really get to be behind the scenes to look at people together.
Behind the scenes, it's kind of a unique view that not really anybody else can do unless you're a face reader or a psychic. It's really unique, and it's really, really fun. And we do this all the time for fun with each other. Just once you kind of learn how to do it, whether it's reading the energy or reading the faces, I feel like you just become completely obsessed and notice all the things about people from watching shows. You watch the actors, and now I'm learning a little bit more about face reading too. So I'm like, oh, what does their ear mean? What does that mean when they have this? And I'll send Lori a text and ask her. And it's just a lot of fun. So we thought it would be fun to read people that you, the audience, are familiar with. And so we asked, what influencers do you want us to read? And these were a few additional to our other influencer reading. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just get to it. If you enjoy this video, just leave us some comments because we love to hear your feedback. And we're also really excited for what we have coming up too. Some celebrity readings. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the influencers first that I've got. And a couple of these I do follow on social media, or did in the past at least. So you'll see, we're going to start off with a male influencer named Rod. Just me, Rod. I actually do not follow him. Had never heard of him. Pretty big name until one of you suggested it. So this is Rod. Now he is an interesting character. Rod's energy, he's like kind of a typical comedian. He has a little bit of like a troublemaker side to him, I think. I think that he likes to talk. So I think he probably got in trouble when he was in school for talking a lot or talking too much, making people laugh. In his group of friends, I think he's very sociable, but there's also a part to him that feels like he did feel a bit misunderstood, or does feel misunderstood in his life, like he's different from everybody. But I really think that he feels like his place is to make people laugh and bring them joy. So, but yeah, it's kind of like everybody has a light and dark side, right? But with him, there's like a lightness and a darkness kind of too. But I wouldn't say darkness in the typical sense. He's definitely like light, but I think that he can kind of get down on himself because he feels like he doesn't belong to like the norm or the norms of society. Let's see, what else do I notice with him? Okay, I feel like he likes to be a lot of places too, like explore. He feels like an explorer to me, somebody who likes adventure and going out and seeing the world, traveling to new places. He feels very adaptable, like he can just kind of adjust and blend in and be flexible with any kind of group of people or crowds. I wonder what his background is, because I'm getting like, this is such a random thing, but I feel like he likes like spicy food. So I feel like he might like to try like different kinds of foods. I feel like he's very like worldly, so likes a whole lot of different things. But he is definitely funny. But there is this feeling just of the sadness or the darkness I was talking about is kind of just this feeling of like, I don't fit in here. And there might be a little bit of like shame from something. Maybe he feels like he's not a good enough friend or not good enough. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up on with him. And I do feel like his family is important to him though. So I wouldn't be surprised if he helps support family members, and he just feels like he's very giving. But he knows when to draw the line. Like if somebody's using him or if he feels taken advantage of, he will draw that line and be like, nope. So I think if you wrong him, he's going to shut you out. Like, I don't know that he's very forgiving of people if they've wronged him before. So I'm just going to talk to spirit for a minute, see if they want me to say anything else or notice anything else about him, about his future. Okay. Definitely seeing some struggles with him in like high school specifically. I also wouldn't be surprised if he might even have like dyslexia or something, where he had trouble with a certain subject where he just felt like he was different, like he just couldn't ever get it. That keeps coming through, like he just felt different, like he didn't belong to the norm. And so he turned that kind of sadness, I think, into this way of making people laugh and bringing joy to people. And I also get the sense that he likes to have help with certain, like maybe with his Instagram page, he's hired people to help him. Because I feel like he can do a lot of things, but I think that he likes to have assistance in taking care of things that he doesn't want to do, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay. I also get that I think his mom is also funny. Like he has a female connection who also, that he like gets this side from. And I feel like she nurtured that in him, like encouraged him. And so that feels really good and positive to me. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. I also think that he's a little bit like doubts himself too. I don't think that he's the kind of person that believes that he can do anything. I think he could even make fun of himself, like, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good at that. Like if you gave him a challenge, I don't think that he's the kind of person to be like, okay, let me prove you wrong. He'd probably be like, yeah, that's right, I can't do that. So that's coming up with him as well. But yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from him. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. I am getting like this deep part of his soul feels like it really belongs outdoors. I'm seeing like mountains and nature, and that feels like a really happy place for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he like right now, it's kind of a contrast. I'm seeing him in the city, so I don't know if he lives in the city, but he likes to get away to like outside and outdoors nature. But like I said, I don't follow him, I don't know that much about him, so this is just literally from reading his photo. So Lori, what about you? What do you get from Rod?
So he's interesting to me. It's very, very interesting to me, huh? It's just so interesting amalgamation of character traits in a single person. He's got so many like smart ass things in his face.
Yep.
So funny that I can see exactly what you're talking about. Getting in trouble for talking too much in school and making people laugh and stuff. I totally can see that in his facial features. The other thing that you said about him kind of wanting help with things, his nose sort of dips down. Some people, their nose turns up, and some people it kind of dips down. His nose dips down, which is exactly that. It's like when people's nose turns up, if somebody else needs help, they'll go do it themselves. But for somebody whose nose turns down, they're better with their energy. And so they're like, no, I'm just going to hire someone to go bring them soup. Like, I'm gonna hire someone to go take care of that. And that's with a down tipping nose. So totally, just matched right up with what I saw in his face. Also, one thing I noticed when I was looking at his pictures and videos on his Instagram, there's a lot of pictures of him where you can see the white underneath his eyes. Mm-hmm. And so you see the white on both sides and the white underneath of his eyes. I don't see it so much in these pictures, but I did see it a lot online. This is called Sampuco. it's 3 white sides of eyes, and people that have this for whatever reason, and I'm so sorry that this is happening to you, Rod, other people just always want to fight them.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Other people just want to fight them. Yeah. All the time. And it's something they have to deal with in life. It's like they look at somebody and somebody thinks that they insulted them when they just looked at them. It's a weird thing that happens with people's eyes. And usually it happens when somebody's stressed out. When somebody's really stressed out, the lower lid will kind of relax and fall down, and then they'll have white under their eyes, and you'll know they're going through a stressful period. But if it's a person who just has it kind of a lot, like kind of more normal for them to have it, it's just one of those things where, I'm sorry, people just want to fight you. It sucks.
I think he gets really misjudged though. Like he has the kind of energy where you might look at him and think one thing. And actually when I very first saw his picture, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But then I got a little bit more, I was like, oh, I was wrong. Like I misjudged him. So I think that people would tend to misjudge him. And maybe that also plays into what you're saying as well.
I could see that totally. I mean, he's a super smart guy, confident. He's got, it's a weird kind of confidence, right? Because there's some depression, there's some stuff in the past, like you're saying. And then also there's a confidence in it. There's like a dark humor. It's like he's latched into the dark humor in life, and he's confident in that. Yeah. He's confident in the fact that everything was crap in the past and he thinks it's funny. Like he's like confident in that.
Yeah.
And so I can see that there's a there's some controllingness in his face, being controlling, getting real attached in relationships, like maybe hard to let a relationship go. I see that as a possibility with the way that his eyes slant. And just someone who's really clever, savvy, knows what he wants, and very motivated internally. Some people are motivated externally. They're very humanitarian. Not that he's not humanitarian. He's got kindness in his face too. It's just that inside, he's more like a fox or a coyote, or like a, like a wolf, like more like focused on what he needs to do. And that's a survival instinct that just comes from childhood. It's like, if you really have to take care of yourself in childhood, it sticks with you. And so I see that in his face as well.
That's awesome. There's actually a lot, just as you're talking, I feel like he actually does have a lot of people in spirit. Quite a few people. There's somebody that's a smoker. Maybe he's a smoker. I keep seeing cigarettes, and I'm also hearing a name Dennis, or a name like Dennis. So if Rod ever watches this and understands that, just know that that's also coming through from the other side. But yeah, I think the biggest thing with him is he's funny. He's a goofball. He kind of uses it to hide any kind of sadness he might be experiencing or feeling. But I also feel like he just kind of goes about life in a mostly just kind of fun manner, just like sees it as fun, doesn't take it too seriously.
Yes.
And yeah, he's kind of a goofball, and really feels like his purpose here is to make others laugh. But I feel like he's got a loving side. There's something else. I don't know why I'm seeing these weird things with him. I'm seeing him like, and when I get these weird things, it could be that this is literally what he's doing right now. Like that's sometimes what happens with energy, but I'm seeing, or in these photos, but I'm seeing him with shopping bags. So I don't know if he really likes to go shopping. I'm seeing like shopping bags, and I'm seeing something connected to cars, driving, maybe enjoys driving or road trips. Maybe just like cars and like collectibles or something like that. But I'm seeing something around cars and shopping. So interesting. I don't know, but that's what we're getting for Rod. So let's move on. The next one, very, very, very much requested. Kristahorton. She's so beautiful. Krista's somebody I actually followed years ago, and I haven't I just recently started following her, but I don't like actively watch or know much about her at all. She's had a whole baby since the last time I checked out her page. So she's had a child. But so this is Kristahorton. Like I said, so many of you wanted to see her. And Crystal's got some pretty good energy, you guys. So she is a fun one. What I picked up on with her is just kind of belle of the ball. Like there's something,
yes,
Yeah, it's like enigmatic about her where she walks into a room and just draws attention. And I don't even know, it's just in her energy, like spotlight is on her. So it's no wonder that she's an influencer because she just has this quality that's like star power, star quality. Now she is fun though. I feel like she's a really, really loyal friend, romantic partner, parent. She just feels like she is that kind of ride or die like girlfriend that you would want. And what's interesting about her compared to the other influencers that we've done before is that she does not strike me as like that ultra perfectionist type that we found with a lot of the other influencers. I think there's a little bit of that, but it's mostly like she doesn't care. She's like a no BS kind of person. I feel like she's really ballsy, like she's really gutsy. But overall, she's just kind of got this like party girl, fun energy. Family is very, very important to her. And she's just what I love about her, and another person that we're going to be reading actually has similar energy to Krista, and they both have this to where they are just like unapologetically themselves. I don't think that she is worried too much about what other people have to say about her. So there's a chance she probably won't even watch this because she's like, I don't care. But it's like she kind of lives in her world and just wants to do the things that make her happy. But when she does care about something, she really, really cares about it. So she becomes like really into whatever that thing is. And right now I feel like for her, that's being like a family person, you know, a mom, a wife. But when I tune into her energy, you guys, it's like, I just see confetti. She just reminds me of like a party girl. Like I just see confetti, like throwing a party and it's happy and she's laughing, very, very positive. I feel like she's really a good influencer because I think that she shows people that you don't have to be like ashamed to just be who you are. She's not embarrassed. She's not easily embarrassed, you know? So I feel like her parents did a good job of just making her love herself just the way she is. And I think she passes that down. So she doesn't really care about the haters. But I mean, of course, sometimes it can get to her. Like her feelings do get hurt because I do feel like she's very empathic. On the other hand, she might watch this because I do feel like she's spiritual as well. Like might really be into like hearing about her horoscope and things like that. So let's see what else. Okay. In spirit, I do feel like she's got a grandmother in spirit who's real sassy and witty. And that's like where Krista gets this, that kind of witty, sassy, creative. I do feel like Krista is just like this fun loving, like likes things to be pretty, likes aesthetics, but also not too into doing it herself either. So like she would be the kind of person who's like, ooh, this would be really cool in my house. I want it to look like this, but I'm going to hire somebody to make my vision come to life, you know? I also see her having that kind of physical aspect. So I would guess that she played sports. And again, a funny vision, but I see her playing sports and just like a backwards hat, like turning her hat on backwards, like, let's do this. Like she's not afraid of the nitty gritty, like go for it. She's going to go full force. And then if she doesn't do a good job, then she's going to be okay just being like, oh, well, I tried, and maybe not finishing things that she starts. So I also get that. But she overall, her energy is like great mom, just a really good friend, somebody who's just loyal as heck and is going to be there. And let me just see something else. I want to see what else I get from her. Okay. I do feel like she's a good mix of like wanting to be at home and liking to, she's like a homebody, but also likes to travel. I'm seeing her with coffee. So I don't know if she's a coffee drinker, but I see her really enjoying coffee, like looking out a big, big window to a beautiful like scene, swimming. I think she likes swimming too. Sunshine, swimming, just kind of that fun, energetic, lots of energy that just doesn't stop. So yeah, that's what I get for Krista. I really like her energy.
Yeah, she's got great energy. I did pick up on in some of her facial features that kind of like caught my attention. I did pick up on the little bits of darker aspects because everyone's an amalgamation of both. And she is all of that. And it's so funny, everything you're saying. She's got what's called a diamond face shape. And that's when the forehead is thin, the cheeks are the widest point on the face, and then it comes down to the chin, and it literally makes a diamond. And people that have a diamond face shape are complete divas, like roll out the royal carpet, like the red carpet, like bring her everything that she wants. But also there's like a down to earthness about her with that, which is so interesting to see in someone that has this diamond shaped face. There's also this it's like she's got this ability to play devil's advocate. That's in her face, where she can see both sides and she can really look at both sides of an argument while she's even arguing. So she's flexible in her ability to kind of put herself in other people's positions, which is not typical of someone that has this diva face shape. So that was kind of interesting to me. I'm like, whoa, this is so fascinating that she's kind of both these people in one person. Usually people are more one or more the other. Yeah. So I liked that a lot. I did see the ability to be manically happy and manically depressed at times. So I did see a high fluctuation in mood with her. Can be a high fluctuation in mood. Doesn't mean that she doesn't have it under control. It's there. She can have days where she's just manically happy and then days where she's just down. I like that she's logical. She's got this logicalness about her nose. And like you're talking about like delegating. She does have a nose that kind of dips down and turns down, which is she's just delegating things, and she knows how to spend her energy, and she knows how to save her money. People that, have these downturned nose, they're really like usually tend to be good with money unless they have other features that counterbalance that. She does have an interesting mole. She's got a mole, and I'm trying to see, that's taking my face totally in the screen. I don't know exactly where it was. I think it might have been like on her cheek. Anyway, if you pull up her picture, she's got this mole. I looked it up because I was like, I don't know what that mole is.
Yeah.
And it's arguments and conflict with the father, which is interesting. So I don't know if you'd be able to tune into that and see more into that, but I thought that was interesting. And she can be domineering and controlling.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yes. Which if you use those things in the right way and you're a good mix and you use those things in the right way, it ends up leading you down the road of fame. So, yeah. So she's a powerful person.
She's very powerful. I can see a lot of what you're saying. The kind of ups and downs, I feel like there might have been more of the downs. Like, I feel like she's really come into her own at this stage of life. Most of these pictures I think are recent. But back in the day a little bit, I could see her kind of getting down, but she definitely does have like that powerful, like delegator kind of attribute. But on the flip side of that too, I can kind of see her getting easily frustrated. I can hear her voice being like, ugh, like I can hear that in her when she can't get something. And like I was saying, there's definitely this tendency, like now I'm seeing her in the kitchen getting really annoyed or frustrated with something, like being out of something in the kitchen or trying to make something and she doesn't have the thing. And so she's like, I give up, let's just like order pizza type, attitude. So she's going to find like solutions to the issues that come up, but she might get really ticked off in the moment and have to like expend her energy and be like, okay, moving on, let's turn this around. So I feel like she's like self-aware in that aspect, because I think she knows that she can have a tendency to be easily annoyed with people that kind of don't see things her way, because she does feel like a leader to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, when she was younger, I could see that with other girls being very intimidated by her and intimidated by that aspect of her, because I think she's got that, like I was saying in the beginning with her, just that kind of energy. Like she walks into a room and everybody wants to like know about her and know her, like, who's this, what's she like? So in school I could see the boys really liking her and I could see the girls being really jealous of that. that kind of energy. So she's got like, she was kind of born to be an influencer, it feels like. If there was somebody that was like born to be one, it would be her, because she's got that popular, bright kind of just light energy that's there. Not that she's a mean girl, but it reminds me of Regina, like in Mean Girls. They're just like, oh my God, what are you wearing? What are you doing? And then she cuts the holes out and everybody wants to go buy the, shirt where they cut the holes out. That's like, that's Krista. She could like influence the world.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very awesome. Krista, I think you're really great. And I think you're doing a good job. So just keep it up. And don't let yourself get too frustrated with things that are out of your control. So yeah, that's Krista. Let me go ahead and click mine. And then Lori, you can bring up yours.
Okay.
I'm excited for these ones that Lori's got.
Yes. Okay, good. So we've got a couple here coming up. Okay, good. Can you see that?
Yep. Perfect. Oh my gosh. The bird's papaya.
Bird's papaya. So the beautiful and amazing Sarah Nicole Landry. I am very impressed. I really love these body positivity women. I just feel like it takes so much courage to do what they're doing and to just like make everybody feel better about their bodies.
She is changing the world with what she does. And I have followed her for a while. If you don't follow her, go follow her. She's incredible. Yeah.
She's incredible. She's incredible. Reading her face was really cool. It's something very interesting about her. I was really like, I get obsessed with facial features. I'm just like, this is so fascinating that you have this facial feature. And she has, if you look at her nose, she's got kind of a bonier nose.
Yeah.
And she's got this kind of bump, this like flat spot on the front of her nose right there.
Yeah.
And
it's a cool nose. I like it.
Yeah, it looks so good on her.
Yeah.
She's got this flat spot here. And this flat spot, the only people that have a flat spot like that are people that if you put them in a corner and poke them with a stick, they will ferociously attack the crap out of you. And you will be wishing you never did that for all the rest of your days.
Heck yeah. I love that.
Which is interesting because she's very strong in matters of the heart. She can be timid and passive. She's tolerant. She's gentle. She has these qualities as well. So it's very interesting to me for her to have so many beautiful nurturing qualities, and then have this one quality where like, if you corner her and you're pushing and she doesn't have a way out, it's like game over. You're going down.
Yeah. I can see that though. I mean, I can sense that with her energy. It's strong. It's like a strong, like.
It is strong.
Across her.
She is very, very strong. Also, she is not the person, even though she's nurturing, it's like, yeah, I'll be nurturing, but then get over your crap. She's got this kind of intolerance for other people's emotions. It's kind of like, get over it. It's like this thing where it's like, okay, it's this thing where people that have this, they just hate listening to other people complain because they're just like, oh my gosh, just get over it. Like they can't feel bad for it. They don't have empathy the way other people do.
Yeah.
Which is actually a beautiful quality in someone like her. She needs to be able to have this ferociousness and this not really caring about other people's emotions so much so that she can do what she's doing.
Yeah.
She holds incredible amounts of authority in her face. When she speaks, people really, really listen in a special way. Like going back to the last one we did with Krista, it's like people want to be like Krista.
Yeah.
People want to listen to Sarah Nicole Landry, and they want to do what she says.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a wisdom in her and people are listening to that. So she really, she's able to just really hold people's attention and carry authority in her face, which I love about her. She does have a little bit of that, just a little bit of that diamond shaped face also, which is that diva air, right? I think a lot of influencers have it. It's kind of like you have to have it to be able to get into the spotlight and hold it. She's got a can-do attitude. She's very assertive, can be super assertive, but also is unassertive when faced with criticism, which is interesting. So she's got a feature that's like unassertive when faced with criticism, but I think it's kind of like I don't really care until you push her in a corner to
Yeah.
pull her the stick. And then she's like, that's it. You're going down. In her nose, the nose is about business too. The nose is really like your interactions in business and how you do business. And there's like, she can be ruthless. She can be cunning. She can be crafty. And she can use words as a weapon. She knows exactly what to say to completely demolish another person. Doesn't mean that she does it.
Yeah.
Just means that she has that ability to use words as weapons, and she's good at it. And these are all these kind of business qualities. You've got to be ruthless, cunning, crafty in business, or you're not going to get anywhere. So these are beautiful qualities for her to have. Such a cool, just personality traits in her. I really admire her personality traits. I like that she's can be so nurturing and also can be so like ferocious at the same time, and very polarized in her personality that way, which is fascinating to me. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Good job. I agree with so much of what you said. So many similarities with what I pick up on with her energy now. Her and Krista, if they don't already know each other, I feel like they would be great friends because they are very similar. Not so similar, but they have a lot of similarities. With Sarah, what's interesting is the thing that just jumps out to me over and over is that I think she's about my age or a little bit younger, like maybe in her 30s, but she has lived so much, I feel like, already. Like she has had a very full life of full experiences of ups and downs. And it's like, I feel like with where she's at, she freaking deserves this platform that she has, because this is not like that toughness that we both see, that strength in her. That's like why she's where she is, because if she didn't have that like ruthlessness or that toughness, she would not have this platform. And so thank goodness she does, because this platform, like we were saying, it's like world changer vibes from her. Her energy is fierce. It's really interesting too, though, because she's so like free to me, like free spirit. And her energy, I just pick up, she was not like that before. Like only within the last few years, something shifted in her. It might have been becoming like a mom, but there was something that shifted, or meeting like the right person, where she used to feel like all the things that she values now, it's like just totally opposite. Like what people thought of her mattered. And now she's like, nope, that does not matter. I'm free. Like even in her parenting, I just see her being very free with her parenting as well. She doesn't like abide by the old fashioned ways of thinking. She's like new age, new ways that are like all her own. So just, I don't know. I didn't know if you talked about this. I don't think you did, but that whole thing about being a nonconformist, I feel like is so far on the nonconformist side. Like, she's gonna do things the way she wants by her book, because I don't know what her childhood was like, but I would guess that she was forced to be somebody who followed the rules. And so the life she leads now is almost like a rebellion against having to fit into a mold. She's like, I'm breaking that mold. I'm stepping into who I'm meant to be, who I want to be. And who she wants to be is somebody who inspires and just finds happiness in her life, because it's like she was seeking it in all the wrong ways before. So it's like, what does it really mean to find joy? And it's not going to be worrying about my body. So she puts her value in other things besides worrying about her body. And that's the message that she shares. And I just think that is absolutely amazing and inspiring, and just really, really cool. So I wrote down for her, just like lives her own life. Like she is marching to the beat of her own drum, doing things her way. She's not going to I do not feel like she likes being told what to do. Heck no, she does not. I wrote down gutsy. That's her and Krista have that in common, like that gutsiness. And let's see. Yeah, that tough, free, no BS, just lives her own life. But she's a fierce like lover too. She loves to feel loved and loves to love. And she also strikes me as somebody who could really be okay kind of with a real simple life too. So I would imagine that she's completely loaded. You were talking about like diva, but I actually don't, that's one thing I actually am not completely agreeing with, because I feel like she could be happy with like very little. So I would guess that she's got a lot of money in like savings or investments, because I don't think she needs a whole lot to be happy. She has really found like that thing, I think, that we all search for, is just like self-love and happiness just the way you are. And I think that she portrays it a little bit more too than she actually feels, because it's hard being a human to always feel that and experience it, but she does a really good job. She knows, like I said, I just feel like she's very, very wise. She's definitely an old soul to me. So I feel like she's lived a really big life already at this point, and she's going to go places. She has a lot more to bring to the world still. Let me just tune into spirit for a minute, see if they want to talk about anything. Okay. It's interesting because I'm getting like a set of grandparents, and this could be great grandparents or grandparents, who feel like they did not have much. It feels like a little bit of a rough environment. And I feel like they're coming through and apologizing for not like having more, which is interesting, but maybe not showing their emotions enough. I almost wonder if there's like a religious background with some of her family, because I'm seeing something with religion and like kind of that conformist way that she grew up. Like I said, she's rebelling against that. The people in spirit feel like they might have been very much like religious by the book, and that could have been hard to live with. So I feel like they're coming through to say sorry, but I don't see them having a whole lot. Feels like they also lived with like very small means. So that's coming through too. Let me see if I can tune into anything for her future. Okay. I actually think she's just going to become more famous. She already is. That's what I'm seeing. Like I said, she's just a world changer. So that's really, really cool. And there's actually some advice coming through from spirit. If you do watch this, Sarah, it's like, really keep in mind why you started giving these messages, and take time to enjoy the fruits of your labor and all that you've put into it. Like that original feeling of being enough just the way you are. Like, I think that she kind of lives 10 steps in the future is the type of feeling I'm getting with her. So it's like, bring it back to being mindful in the moment, in the day, and just enjoying all that you are and all that you've done, instead of kind of being like that 10 steps ahead in the future. So yeah, so that's Sarah. That's what I pick up on with her energy.
I love that. It's impressive to me too, because you look at her nose and the thinness of it. She's self-made. Nobody supported her. Nobody helped her.
Yeah.
I don't see in her face that she was supported or helped. She had to accomplish everything herself.
Yeah.
And she did. And it's super inspiring for the rest of us.
Is. Yeah. Very, very much so.
Hey.
Okay. We have one more.
Next we have Brock Johnson. Mr. Brock Johnson, I'm so sorry. I found one of your old football pictures and I just thought it was hilarious and I had to put it up here. So he cracks me up. I was expecting to see different things than what I saw. Just looking at his face, I had this like, you have an opinion. You're like, oh, well, I have an opinion, until you like look at his face. I don't know if you do that as a medium. Do you have like your own opinion? And then once you connect to spirit, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Both of the males in this reading, Brock and Rod, that's exactly what happened. You get your initial judgment, and then it happens all the time. I kind of get that initial just like humanistic reaction, but then when I tune in and like read, I'm like, oh, okay. Different than I thought. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to go for it. Brock, we got a lot of interesting things here. His crooked smile, first of all, you look in that upper right picture, there's a crooked smile. Mm-hmm. This is someone who has really good business boundaries, but not good personal boundaries. Whatever that means to him, boundary issues can come across in different ways. But for him, business, super great. Home, personal life may not be as put together as business life is. He's assertive. He's competitive. Look at the size of that chin. It's massive. This is someone who's incredibly assertive, incredibly competitive, can be aggressive, great survival instincts. You put Brock on the streets, took all of his money away, he's going to figure it out. He's got great street smarts and survival instincts. Ulterior motives, very focused on his inner world and what he wants and what's good for him. Again, this is great in business, not great in relationships. He's got this strong charisma that can come across really intimidating and antagonistic to other people. So it's funny. He's in a different way. He's another guy that can really tick off other guys. Like Rod, they just want to fight him. Brock, they're just like, oh, that guy. He's just like, I just don't like that. I just want to, just that guy. Which is kind of funny, but that's on his face. And then I got, he's not great at relationships. This came up several times. And when something comes up several times in a face reading, then I got to go, okay, this is a big part of this person's personality. So there's some issues in intimate relationships, not other relationships per se, but in intimate relationships. He's just a very individual personality who isn't bringing in a lot of information from the outside. It's kind of like, you're not going to say anything that's going to change me. I have my own thoughts and opinions, and I don't bend on those. And that's his personality. Again, great for business, not great for intimate relationships. With the size of his chin, so much stubbornness, just stubborn. He's not going to do anything he doesn't want to do ever for no reason, ever. He processes information super fast. He's very intellectual, very smart, but less of like so much of a thinker and more of a doer. Like, yes, he's a thinker and he's just a busy doer, like I get a real physical vibe from him, from the size of his lower face and how low his eyebrows are. And eyebrows that are low like that, people that have that, they love coaching other people. So no wonder that his Instagram is one where he's coaching other people on how to do something better. It fits perfect with his personality. It just fits perfect. And talk about authority issues. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Brock Johnson does not like authority. Do not tell him what to do just because you have some position somewhere. No, he's not having it. That's in just how close his eyebrows are together. He's got great follow through, super creative. He's got some frozen water underneath his eyes. There's some stuff in the past that happened that he's just like, I'm just going to like put that in a black bag, shove it way down, and we're not ever going to look at that again. And I got to say, Brock, you want to take care of that at some point, because when we shove those things down, they pop up somewhere on the other end. And
call Lori, Brock. Call Lori.
Yeah, call me, do a hypnosis session. We'll work it all out. I'm here for you. So I love how strong, assertive, aggressive he is with business. And he's just, I feel like with the kind of face he has and the drive that he has, nothing ever stands in his way. If he wants a goal, he's going to freaking get it. He's just going to get it. Yeah. And you got to admire that in a face. Just so much confidence in speech, that straight across teeth down there. Lots of confidence in speech. Yeah, his heart's really closed though. I mean, it's going to take a special kind of lady to open Brock Johnson up, because his heart's just like in kind of an iron wall. And that's in his eyes.
Poor man. I don't know his orientation, but yeah. I don't want to make any.
You're right. I didn't know his orientation. It's going to take a special person. It's going to take a special person to help open up his heart.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wow. Okay. That is a lot. Like he's a lot of things. So I did not know Brock at all until we just pulled up his picture. And so I got a lot of things the same. The first thing that came through for me with him, which you touched on, was like the intellectual. I wrote down smart. I think that he is like a genius. I really do. Like so like mathematically and science smart, I pick up on with him. But it's funny because I keep getting an image of him young, like sitting there being smarter than most people, but just not wanting to like apply it necessarily to the same kind of things, like the traditional ways that you would apply that in the world. And I think that a lot of it had to do with only trusting like a couple of mentors or teachers in his life,
Mhm.
because there's this whole thing with people in him. Like I can see him having a lot of friends, but maybe only very few that he actually truly trusts as like the real deal. Does that make sense? Like what I mean by that kind of like, um, but I see him being very extroverted, very social. And it's just so interesting too when you read these influencers, it's like, oh yeah, of course they have a huge following because some of them just have that like thing like Krista has where it just draws you in and you don't even know why, but it's in their energy. And
Right.
he has this like, um, even though some people might get really annoyed with him, like you're talking about, I just feel like he's so charismatic and extroverted. I do see a creative side as well. I see him, he's got a lot. Like he is brains, but he's also creative. And I see music. So I wonder if he plays an instrument. I could definitely see him playing an instrument and being good at it again. I feel like he's one of these kind of people that what he sets his mind to, he's gonna be good at it. Like he could kind of choose, okay, I want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna be really good at this thing that I decide today I want to do. Um, the same kind of thing that I was seeing with Sarah, with that I see with him is not needing a whole lot of like lavish things in his personal space or home. Like I think that he could also be very okay with kind of just the necessities. And that might change down the line, like when he meets, or maybe I don't even know. I don't know enough about him to know if he's married. I feel like he's single, but I could be wrong. But I feel like his home is probably very, very plain. I just see like his environment being super just like boring and just like doesn't need to buy the most expensive version of anything. Like he's okay with just the basics, you know,
Mhm.
because he's very like in his mind. I feel like he lives his world here in his mind and in conversation. So it makes sense that he's posting like all these videos, getting followers because he's like all about talking and conversation. And I actually thought that he seemed to be, which is a little bit different than what you said. So maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like he's very accepting. But it's because I kept seeing him like out to drinks and dinner with all these different kinds of people and just like maybe it's a little surface level that he's accepting, but I just feel like he's got um lots of groups of like friends, you know? So
Oh yeah. No, I see him as being an accepting, no, he's an accepting person and he's someone you would want to hang out with and
yeah,
have drinks with and like fun to be around for
fun.
sure. Yeah.
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 Okay. I see that too. I see him like, yeah, like he's the kind of guy that would be, so for example, if I were at a bar, I'm usually like the quiet one. I'm not super extroverted. I feel like he would be the person to be like, hey, how are you? Like strike up a conversation and actually kind of get to know somebody like me and like seem, you know, just be very genuine about getting to know people, interested in people, from all walks of life. And I feel like he's a great conversationalist.
Mhm.
Um, and I do feel like he's got a really good heart. I do feel like family is important to him. He kind of he also has that kind of little bit of that leader quality or like um kind of a little bit of a troublemaker. I think he was probably loud in school too and also got in trouble for talking too much. Same kind of thing. But he had his brains as an advantage, like that business side that you're seeing. Yeah, I think he has the potential if he doesn't already make just tons of money because he's smart. Like
Well,
he's
super creative. I mean, Walt Disney had the same face shape that he has.
ah,
Just that
yeah.
like super, super creative personality in mind. And but the bottom half of his face is so big. It's so big that it's somebody who's able to take creativity and bring it through into the earth
Yes.
and like manifest it. Because if the bottom half of his face wasn't as big and he had a taller forehead, because it is a big forehead, it
Mhm.
would be someone who's just like all mental, thinking all the time. He's not sitting around thinking all the time. He's being super creative and
He's
then
very,
making it happen.
yeah. The
Like he's
creative, yeah, I see that too. The creative aspects though, I don't, when you say creative, I'm not seeing creative in the sense of like artsy so much as I see like writing and music from that's what I'm picking up on with his how he expresses his creativity. So he's like a people person, you know, he's like, I feel like a very good example of somebody that is a good people person. He's kind of got a lot of qualities that are like so many people that he would just be a good conversationalist. But there's something too. I don't know why I keep going back to like seeing him in high school or college. Like he could kind of do anything, I think. He's so smart, and he's got that creative aspect and that savvy to like that business people person. He's like got all of it. So it's really, really interesting. He'd probably make a great CEO.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, he's got a great face for that. And it's kind of funny because if you look at the older picture of him, his football picture, he was less mad scientist-y. He was more, his face was wider. So he was just more just getting it done, just doing things, just like, oh, I can do anything I put my mind to. And then you can see how his head just got kind of thinner, which is starting to specialize in one area and getting really good in one area. Kind of like, so it's interesting.
He's so action oriented though. I think that's a physical thing, like so action oriented. I could see him not sleeping much. I don't think he's a big sleeper. He probably doesn't really like relax a whole lot. I think that he is in his mind. And then like you said, he's like, okay, so what do I do to make that goal happen? And then he goes and does it and like makes it happen. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I also see him as maybe being a foodie too, like really getting, so he's got this, okay, there's something else coming up. Interesting. Okay. I just got this whole download for him. One of these people that gets really into things too, like this comes up a lot, but it's like almost, I'm seeing something with Nintendo. So I don't know if he like loves Nintendo or like collectibles with like comic books, but I feel like he's into that kind of stuff too. That's like, could be seen as a little childish, but like he loves it. I could see him spending a lot of money on some like memorabilia, and same thing, like really researching like this place has the best burgers I read about it or heard about. So we're gonna go there for dinner, you know? And I also feel I see that competitiveness because after I saw that, I also saw something with like a food eating competition, and him just going all out. So I wonder if he was ever in like a hot dog eating contest.
Oh my gosh, we have to know. Brock Johnson.
Brock. Because I see that too.
Yes.
Speaking of dogs, speaking of dogs with Brock. Just a second, let me just see. I see a dog around him. I do feel like he's a dog person. So I see a dog around him, but then I do feel like I've got a dog in spirit. And it feels like a short-haired, kind of smaller dog. I don't know that much about dogs, but I feel like this is a dog that he had when he was a kid that was like his first dog, his family dog, something like that. And I feel like this dog wants to say hello, Brock. So if you understand, it feels like it's like white with spots, like dark, you know, kind of bigger spots. Maybe, I don't know if it's a beagle or something. Gosh, I don't know enough about dogs, but I just see this dog here and it feels like they want to say hello from the other side. So and let you know they've been watching out for you. Anyway, he's got a bright future ahead of himself because he can do anything too. So
I think so. Good. Thanks for letting us use your face to do this face reading. Wonderful.
So I like Brock. I feel like he would be a cool friend to have too. Everybody that we read today is like got that friendly, extroverted, fun kind of personality. So
it'd be fun for them all to get together and
then they're a lot of party people too, so they could throw this like giant massive party and then maybe they'd invite us because we read them.
I would love that. Put us on your list.
So
we're here.
Anyway, this was so fun. I can't wait for the ones that we have coming up. We're gonna do some celebrities, we're gonna do some more true crime cases, and it's gonna be just fantastic. This is our favorite thing to do. So Lori, you are amazing.
You're amazing. This was so fun. I loved it so much. And I just need to know if Brock Johnson was in a hot dog eating contest.
I know.
Did he win it? Who won it? I need to know.
Oh my gosh, I so hope he goes and watches this. That would
Me
just make
too.
my day.
Oh
I
my
do want to say that we did have one influencer out of the 10. Did we read 10 last time? That was a lot.
God, that was
Reach out and give us a rundown, and she loved it. She loved the reading and said, "You guys got so much right. Oh my gosh." So we know we're doing something right when the actual person we read is like, "Holy smokes, this is so cool."
Yeah.
Very
Well, this is what we do for a living too. I
right.
mean, we're over here like with clients doing this for a living. So
Yep.
yeah, we're pros.
And people think like, oh, I mean, when we did a different reading, they think that this is just maybe something we do just for fun. We do it for fun, but we love what we do. And this is our profession for both of us. So, and we've been doing it for a while as well. Energy doesn't lie, as we always say. So yeah.
Yeah. So we
All
hope you enjoy it.
Well, thanks, Lori. Thank you, everybody. If you enjoyed this, like I said, just comment. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss all the other videos. If you want to know more about any of our offerings, Lori and I work together a lot. I have a membership online. Lori does sessions for all different kinds of things for your hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, and we're at a retreat next week. So check out, I'll list both of our handles for Instagram, website. Check us out. And yeah, you can book appointments with us too. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.